What is this? That's the worst advice I've ever heard. No, I don't want to learn more. Let's debate this live on my channel. Just because you haven't got £1 billion in your bank doesn't mean you're not a billion. Your advice is complete and utter nonsense. What the hell is this dude talking about? And he looks like a cartoon character. My friend has just sent me a bunch of apparently really cheesy millionaire TikTok advice type stuff. So I'm going to watch them. I've got a feeling that I might actually agree with them and I might be like, yeah! But he thinks they're cheesy. So let me watch them. Let me react to them. We'll see what happens.
I just bought a house and I'm going to add my kids' names to it. So when I die, they'll inherit it. Don't do that. Why not? If your house goes up in value, your kids will pay the tax on the appreciation. Put it in a living trust. A living trust. It eliminates having to go to court, transferring the property to your kids. And most of all, it's tax-free on the appreciation.
What is this, right? Like 16-year-old kids Googling trust. Oh, wow, I'm so smart. My friend, okay, you have no idea what you are talking about. For a start, you can't just move a property or just put it in a living trust. You do realize, my friend, that to just put it in a living trust is to set up a trust, which is a big process where you're going to need experts to assist you and to help you. We're going to go, what's the reason for the trust? Oh, to save a few £1,000 in capital gains tax. What? For serious people, right? So set up a trust costs thousands of pounds. Then to just put it in a trust means selling it to a trust, which now means you're going to pay stamp duty tax again on the property, right? You do realize your advice is complete and utter nonsense. You do realize that the amount of money that you would save on one single property, going from £300,000 to £500,000, you'd have spent more on in consultancy fees and setting up the trust and stamp duty tax. You do realize that if you pass down a trust to your children, yes, you'll pay no inheritance tax, but they're not inheriting the property, they're inheriting the trust. And if they then sell the trust to get the property, then they have to pay tax. You know what you're talking about? Yes, there's a place for trusts. I have a trust, right? I have millions and millions of pounds in a trust. I get it. I understand it. Can we ban people doing TikTok videos when they haven't got experience of the thing they're doing the TikTok video on, please? Jeez. Next video.
There is no reason for you to be broke in the United States.
True.
Starting pay at a fast food restaurant is $10 per hour. If you work 2 full-time jobs for an entire year, you should be able to save at least $20,000 net after expenses. You do this for 2 years. Put that money into a quadplex or a triplex, a multi-unit building. Pay 3.5% down payment, rent out the other rooms in just 2 years. You can start cash flowing several $1,000s a month net, all from working at a fast food place.
I agree with him to a point, and I strongly disagree with him in another point. I like his attitude, I like his energy, I like the fact that he's saying that there's no excuse to be broke. However, what he's doing is he's falling down the trap of work hard. So he's saying, go and work in a job for $10 an hour, for 80 hours a week for a year and save all that money. But reality is that doesn't work. I think that the average job is so low paid now. How can you live on the money? Also, often when you work hard and your money goes up a little bit, it's so easy to then your expenses go up a little bit and you end up after a year or two thinking, I thought I'd be able to save 20 grand, but actually I'll save 4. And now you're in the rat race and you're used to and accustomed to just working 80 hours a week. What would be much better to buy that first property rather than working your ass off and saving up 20 grand? Just find a really good deal, find an investor to put the money in and give them half the money. I'd rather have 50% of something than 100% of nothing. Do that 2, 3, 4 times. And the amount of extra hours that you'd be putting into McDonald's, I'd be putting into go networking and working smart. But the kid's got good energy and he's got a good point.
It's like this $100,000 watch without spending a single dollar of your own money, using business credit like this that you never actually have to pay back. Let's say, for example, you'll get a car or a credit card in your personal name. You're personally held responsible for that. With business credit, you are not personally held responsible for that line of credit. So let's say, for example, how I got this watch. I was able to open a business that I didn't really give a shit about. I went and opened business credit cards in that account. I then proceeded to go on, buy this for $100,000. I'm gonna turn around and sell it to a jeweler for $80,000 in cash, which now gives me the cash. I'll file bankruptcy on the company. I'll never have to actually pay it back.
That is absolute, I take it back. That's the worst advice I've ever heard. That is absolute nonsense. Do you really think the people that give out £100,000 loans to businesses would be so stupid that if some kid like that set up a company that he, in his own words, don't give a shit about, that they'd be like, oh yeah, well, it's a company, here's 100 grand. Of course they wouldn't. That is the most ridiculous advice. Does anyone actually listen to this and go, wow, I'm going to do that. I'm going to set up a company and then apply for a loan? Because if you did, all that would happen is you'd waste your £12 setting up a company, which is how much it costs in the UK to set up a company, because no one would give you a loan anyway. And even if they would, that would be the fastest way to kill all credibility that you've got anyway. But no, disgusting. Horrible advice. I don't think this kid is. Don't follow him. Stop watching people like that.
Let me show you how not to buy a car. You don't want to pay cash for a car. You definitely don't want to rent your car and lease it. And taking out a loan from somebody else's bank, you don't want to do that either. And for crying out loud, don't steal the car. So the answer is you're going to be your own bank. You're going to treat your money the same as you treat the bank's money. Now all you have to do is change one thing, and that one thing is where your money goes first. Don't put it in someone else's bank, put it in your bank. And once we put it in your bank, what we're going to do is we're going to take loans from your bank and we're going to buy the car. And instead of just saying, okay, I own the car now, what we're going to do is we're going to take the same amount you would have paid to the bank every month and we're going to do something different.
What?
Take that $963 that you would have paid to somebody else's bank,
yes,
and we're going to pay that money back into your private bank.
What are you talking about?
The best part is, in doing this, you earn uninterrupted compound interest on every
how do you earn compound interest?
Every dollar that you paid for the car.
Mate,
this is how you get back all the money for every car you buy, drive, and own, just like my book shows you.
No, I don't want to learn more. I want to just lease the car. I'm going to become my own bank. I'm not going to, instead of putting the cash in there, put it in my bank. What? Listen, Mr. Car Dude, let's debate this live on my channel. And either you're going to look like a complete moron, or I am, which I'm happy to. And then I'll change my entire setup and I won't lease or buy my cars. I'll do that weird circle thing that you do, which doesn't make any sense. Even if that is correct, you are the worst communicator on God's planet, because that made zero sense to me. I'm a very smart, intellectual finance dude. That made no sense to me.
Let me tell you why you're fucking broke. If you play fantasy football, quit. If you walk a dog, especially your girlfriend's dog, through the fucking neighborhood so you can pick his shit up, then you should find something else to do, and you might need to find a new fucking girlfriend.
What's he saying? Don't pick up dog poo.
It's 9:30, motherfucker. What? You should have been at work 3 hours ago.
What?
It's fucking ridiculous. Don't do it, and you'll be way better off.
This clip is clearly taken out of context. Maybe if I watched it in full context, I'd be like, yeah, man, don't do fantasy football and never pick up your girlfriend's dog poo. But I don't understand what he means or why that has any correlation at all to why people are broke. It doesn't make any sense.
Would you rather have an 850 credit score, make $4K a week for the rest of your life, or $2 million cash right now?
What? That's a no-brainer, bro. Get the 850 credit score.
Make $4K a week for the rest of your life with an 850 credit score, which is not even that good.
Money is limitless when you know how to play this credit game, yo. Stop playing around, yo.
What?
Get your credit up. That's one of the biggest things I would tell my younger self. Get your credit up.
I mean, maybe it's different in England, but in England, 850 is fair to good. So the fact that he's so excited about £2 million or an 850 credit score, forget the 2 million, give me that 850 credit score, baby. It's a little bit strange. Maybe the guy's got so many county court judgments and maybe he's got bad debt and all kinds of stuff that the idea of 850 is just worth more than 2 million, but it doesn't make any sense.
I'm the youngest billionaire in the world right now.
What's your net worth now?
I can explain this in a way that might sound crazy. I'm a billionaire. Let's think about it. Does a billionaire have a liquid $1 billion in his bank account?
No.
Okay, so is he actually a billionaire? No.
What? Did you hear what he just said? I'm the youngest billionaire in the world right now. Okay, we've never heard of you. I don't quite believe it, but maybe it's true. Maybe it's true. And then he says, well, most billionaires, do they have £1 billion in their bank? No, they don't. So are they actually a billionaire? No, they're not. Yes, they are. Just because you haven't got £1 billion in your bank doesn't mean you're not a billion. So him trying to discredit them because they ain't got $1 billion in their bank suddenly makes him a billionaire too? Let me tell you something, my friend. Here's how your net worth is calculated. It's all of your assets and all of your wealth and the money in your bank and your real estate and your businesses minus your debts. Everything you owe. That is your net figure. So what the hell is this dude talking about? And he looks like a cartoon character. No one's heard of him.
Like liquid billionaire? No, I'm not a liquid billionaire yet. Probably will be mathematically soon. But I'm a billionaire because, number one, let's just say I can make 500 to $1 million a month. That's like 12 mil a year. You do like a money calculator since it's like a hedge fund style thing.
Let's say I could make maybe. What? And maybe let's take a money calculator since it's a hedge style fund thing. Mate, you are so slippery. What are you talking about?
And we're already in the hundreds of millions. And then other businesses this is I'm a Web3 wealth manager now. Like I own a hedge fund and manage money for people. If I went today and was like, I have this huge opportunity, everyone give me $500,000 that can afford. Probably could raise about $50 to $100 million right there.
Listen, bro, you know what I'd be more impressed with? Okay. Clearly you're making a bit of money. I'd be more impressed if you just said, last year, my business turned over £2 million. I made a profit of £500,000. Okay. Good for you, man. Why say you're almost a trillionaire and billionaire? So that's it from me. Maybe I didn't understand certain things. Maybe I was over the top. Maybe the clips were taken in different contexts and maybe fill me in. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Comment below. I'd love to see your opinions on these crazy ass videos.